Alright, Algebra 1 students, this is page 7. We're still just substituting. If you remember the steps, we need to solve the equation for one variable, and then we make the substitution, and that's all we're doing so far. So on this one, we don't have anything already solved. So I'm going to take my first equation and solve it for x, because that seems easy. So to solve for x, to get x by itself, I need to divide both sides by 2. If I divide this side by 2, I need to divide this side by 2. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1x, and now I have x by itself. Over here, 8 divided by 2 is 4, so we have 4y. Now that I have x solved for, I can substitute 4y in for x right here. So in my second equation, I'm going to keep everything the same, except I'm going to change x into 4y. And watch what happens. Negative 3y minus 3 times 4y equals 3. See how this equation's exactly the same, except I made that substitution for x. And now I have an equation that does not have an x in it. It only has y's. I went from 2 variables down to 1, which is the plan. Now I'm just going to multiply real quick. So negative 3y. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. So negative 12y equals 3. That's all I need to do today. I can combine like terms if I want. So negative 3y minus 12y is negative 15y equals 3. All right. In example 5, following the same steps, I need to solve one of these equations for a variable and then make the substitution. So in number 1, I want to solve for y. So to solve this for y, to get y by itself, I need to add 4 to both sides. So if I add 4 to this side, I need to add 4 to this side. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so I get y by itself, which was the plan, equals x, and 2 plus 4 is 6, so x plus 6. Now I have y by itself, so y is x plus 6. In my second equation, I'm going to replace this y with x plus 6, and then I will only have an equation with one variable in it like I want. So 2x minus 4 times x plus 6 equals 13. You see how I replaced my y with this x plus 6? Because that's what y is. And now I only have an equation with x's in it, which is the goal. I can distribute and combine like terms. It's a good practice, so let's just do it. So I'm going to distribute my 4, so I keep this 2x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x, and negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. I distributed, now I can combine like terms. 2x minus 4x is negative 2x, and I keep everything else. Alright, that's as far as we're going on day 1. Example 6 is the hardest one, but it's still not that bad. We want to solve one of these equations for a variable. It doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to solve equation 1 for x. If I want to solve for x, I need to move this 4y to the other side. So I'm going to add 4y to each side. So 3x, negative 4y plus 4y cancels, equals 12 plus 4y. Those are not like terms, so I can't put them together. And then to get x by itself, all I need to do is divide this by 3. So I'm going to divide this side by 3, which means I'm going to divide everything on this side by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so 1x equals 12 divided by 3 is 4, 4 divided by 3 doesn't simplify, so I'm going to leave it as 4/3. Now that x is by itself, I can substitute this whole thing in to my second equation for x. So I'm going to take my second equation, and I'm going to keep everything the same. So -5, except I'm going to replace x with this 4 plus 4/3 y. So plus 7y equals 50. Everything stayed the same. That pink part stays the same, and I replaced that x with that red with x, this 4 plus 4/3 y. Okay? Then I can distribute and combine like terms. I'm not going to do that on this problem with the fraction.